Welcome back to the Frugal Prof channel on YouTube, and I appreciate you being here. And as always, if you like this video, please like it because it helps us in the algorithm. Now, today's topic is probably the least exciting, most important part of personal finance, and I really believe that. So we're going to cover an emergency fund and why it's so important today. And let's get started. There are two different kinds of emergency funds. The first one is $1,000 that you just have to have set aside. And the second one is larger and more extensive, and it's 3 to 6 months of expenses. And that is really for anything that can come up, and that will really be a buffer in your life to anything that can happen. I know now that Corona's hit, it seems obvious, but beyond COVID, there are other things that can happen in your life. You can lose a job, you can get sick. Anything can happen. You can have someone in your life you have to take care of get sick. There are just so many different things that can happen, and this is just an important way to be prepared for that. An emergency fund prevents you from becoming desperate when an unexpected emergency happens. And I can tell you from my life experience, they will. And getting a credit card advance or a payday loan are terrible alternatives that you will regret, and you just want to be proactive before these things happen to have some money set aside. How big should your emergency fund be? The more stable your income and household, the less you need in an emergency fund. If you're part of a two-income household or you've had a steady job for several years, then a 3-month emergency fund is probably just fine. But if you're a one-income family, or you're self-employed, or you earn straight commission, then a 6-month emergency fund is probably a better idea for you, since a job loss could make you unable to pay your bills. An emergency fund is vital. It's vital because emergencies happen. Even before COVID, people get sick, they lose a job, car accidents happen, tornadoes, hurricanes, riots, fires, earthquakes all happen as well. As an adult, we prepare just in case something like this happens to us, because they will. I've lost a job, I've had a health scare, I've lived in a city that experienced a major riot twice, and I've lived in a city that experienced a major hurricane and a flood. So even before COVID, life happens, and don't expect the government to issue checks like they've been doing with these stimulus checks. You really have to have this money set aside, and it's really important. And I consider myself financially savvy, and I can tell you I didn't really have a proper emergency fund in place for most of my life, and it's a major, major regret, and I hope that doesn't happen to you. I hope you do this. Anyway, that's my message today. Have a great one. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, if you like this video, please like it and subscribe because it helps the algorithm. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in.